Hi, I'm Nat, and right now I want to talk about a video from the Canadian Independent that shows our tax dollars, if you live in Canada, hard at work for the CBSA, or the Canadian Border Services Agency. And while a lot of us are still fighting COVID fines and tickets, well, this is what they're doing. So this is what the Canadian Independent reports, and I'm just going to play it in the background without sound so I don't get in trouble for copyright, but it says, "Must watch. Exclusive videos show CBSA officers and senior management attending a drag performance at Toronto Pearson International Airport while on duty." A video provided exclusively to the Canadian Independent by a confidential source from within Toronto Pearson International Airport shows footage of CBSA officers and senior management attending a drag performance behind closed doors on Tuesday, June 20th, 2023, while on duty at the airport. The employee who has come forward wishes to remain anonymous due to fear of reprisal. The Canadian Independent has been informed that Pearson Airport's own CBSA director, Marija Cuvalo, was seen sitting in the front row of the drag performance. The video captures a drag queen giving a lap dance to a fully uniformed CBSA agent. The Canadian Independent was also told by its confidential source that while this performance went on, the entire frontline CBSA operation was allegedly abandoned by CBSA management, resulting in chaos at the airport for 2 hours. And we've seen a lot of chaos lately at Canadian airports, so maybe they're all just sitting there watching a man in a leotard prance around. The Canadian Independent will continue to investigate this incident and seek official responses from the CBSA and Pearson Airport regarding the allegations raised by the video. This exclusive footage and the revelations it presents highlight the urgent need for accountability and a thorough examination of the conduct of CBSA officers and management. As the story unfolds, it is essential that transparency and appropriate action be taken to address any potential misconduct and to ensure the integrity of CBSA's operations at one of Canada's busiest airports. So yes, I think the best way to celebrate Pride, apparently, for Toronto Pearson Airport, because that is very important to do when instead of really managing your airport properly and instead of causing delays of over 2 days, as we saw a few months ago, let's just sit down and watch this man dance around, because that's a great idea and a great way to spend your resources. Especially doing it in uniform. Like, they're all fully uniform. Like, there's no mistaking who they are or where they are, or, I mean, why they're doing it. And I think this is another way to show how much the Canadian government feels like it needs to virtue signal, especially right now during Pride. Because if this was any other kind of adult entertainer, this would be front page news that CBSA agents were in a back room and not just any CBS agents, but senior management was in a back room staring, for example, at a stripper dance around a pole, or worse, a lady of the night. I mean, I'm sure maybe this has happened in the past and nobody knew about it, but it is very different when it is so out in the open, covered in balloons and glitter, and people cheering it on, with an officer filming the whole thing. And very clearly on a tripod, filming this person gyrating and dancing around. And at what point did drag queens become the new clowns? I mean, I know they look very similar to clowns, but they're historically and always been a caricature of women. So if anything, it would be like bringing in a blackface performance to do a minstrel show, because all they're doing is caricaturing what a woman is. And to see that women there are laughing and cheering about it, and a lot of women, especially white progressive women that have no other way to virtue signal other than accept large grown men putting their junk all over their faces, and sometimes their children's faces, while dressed as a very exaggerated version of a woman, well, they probably have to find a better way to do it. Because again, this is an adult performance and has always been an adult performance reserved for bars and nightclubs. And the fact that now it's been entering public life as a way to further infiltrate and push gender ideology using their clowns now, it's just egregious that it's being accepted and cheered for by people who usually wouldn't be cheering for a stripper or for a burlesque performance in the middle of the workday. And I mean, I shouldn't have to spell out why this is completely inappropriate. Any other kind of sexually explicit show for adults wouldn't be happening in a workplace setting, or in a children's library, or in a school, or in a public park. But because now drag queens have become the spearhead of the gender ideology movement, everybody just apparently has to go along with it and support it and cheer it on and allow for a grown man to give another man in a uniform a lap dance in front of all of his colleagues. I mean, sure, if you want to go do that after hours, go ahead, but don't wear the uniform and don't do it during hours where you're being paid for by the Canadian people. But for now, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.